I think that is a possibility tonight. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Well, that would be the script, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And, of course, basketball, well, any sport doesn't always go by the script that's written or predicted, so we'll see how it goes. I know we're playing a team that's not been out of any of the games, Scotty. They've lost 5 in a row, but their losses have been by 12, 6, 8, and most recently by 12 at Eau Claire. The only team that really kind of handed them a lopsided loss would be River Falls, and they lost to the Falcons 75-55. And so, you know, you can't take them for granted for sure, because they've been in every game.
Yeah, and that's where, again, you start taking things for granted, and you end up not playing up to your capabilities, and you end up losing one. It is UW Stevens Point, UW Superior. Let's take a 1-minute break. We'll be right back. This is Pointers Basketball on WPCN. To get that lacrosse score. Back in the quant, and Scott Krieger with John Zelmer. John, if you look, the Yellow Jackets have one guy that I don't remember him, but that doesn't, I don't remember a lot. This guy is scoring, what, 20-something a game, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. You have to watch out for 6-foot guard Montroy Scott.
Yeah, he's going to be, everything starts and ends with Scott, and like you said, he's averaging a double-double. So it'll be interesting. I assume Drew Fredrickson will probably get that defensive assignment. He usually gets, you know, their best player, and they certainly have one guy that just stands out. And you're talking about Montroy Scott. He's got very impressive numbers. Now, on the other side, that shows that they don't have a real balanced attack. After Scott, they dropped to 15-3, Mac Reichdahl, and then nobody else in double figures. And I know that's a concern on the other end for us tonight. I think one of the things that Bob would like to see tonight from his crew, from the Pointers, is a little bit more balanced offense. 4 guys scoring in double figures, for example. Down in Augustana, as our fans know, Nate Dodge lit up the Vikings for 40 points, and then Cannon O'Hearn had 20, but I don't think that's the way, you know, Coach Sembling wants the Pointers to perform offensively. He would like a lot more balance than that. So looking for the rest of the guys, who else is going to go up there and get 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points tonight and get a little
They're all capable.
Yeah, they sure are.
The question is, who's going to do it? I guess that's what we'll find out. Better crowd than I anticipated, quite honestly, with all the snow and stuff. So good for us, good for our fans coming on out here tonight. We're going to get our national anthem. We'll be back and tip this one off at the Quant Fieldhouse, UW Stevens Point, UW Superior men's basketball. We'll be right back. This is Pointers Hoops on True Oldies 92.1 FM, 1010 AM, WPCN. Okay, Caleb, we are underway.
First for the visiting Yellow Jackets. At guard, 5'10" senior from Beloit, number 4, Ronnie Galvin. At guard, 6' senior from Woodley, Minnesota, number 5, Montroy Scott. At guard, 6'1" freshman.
All right, welcome back out to the Quant here as we get ready for the start here tonight. For the Yellow Jackets, coached by Greg Polkowski in his second season up at Superior. They go with a starting group of 5'10" sophomore Ronnie Galvin from Beloit and Turner High School. 6' senior Montroy Scott from Fridley, Minnesota. 5'11" junior Mac Reichdahl from Washburn, Wisconsin. 6'2" freshman John Pioro from Proctor, Minnesota. And 6'6" junior Andrew McGill from St. Germain and Lakeland High School. Some up north products, and sometimes you can find some gems up there, as you well know, John, that somehow slip under the radar, and they end up being pretty good players, and usually not afraid to mix it up.
Yep, absolutely. And we'll see how it goes tonight.
For Stevens Point, it will be 6'2" junior Ethan Bublitz from Jackson and Kettle Moraine Lutheran. 6'3" senior Nate Dodge from East Troy. 6' senior Drew Fredrickson from Mount Horeb. 6'5" senior Cannon O'Hearn from Bangor. And 6'7" senior Brett Tauber from Madison and Memorial High School. Pointers coached by Bob Semling in year number 14. Stevens Point 3-1 on the year.
Scotty, this is the 143rd meeting between these two teams. That's a long-standing series, and I'm glad that they're still on our schedule. We have won 29 in a row, going for number 30 in a row tonight. Last year, you may remember, Pointers won by 13 up at Superior. Final score 70-57.
All right, Superior in their road blacks with the gold or yellow, if you will, numerals and lettering. Stevens Point in the home whites with the purple lettering, striping, the whole thing. So let's see what happens here. You've got a lot of experience on the side of Stevens Point and some height advantage.
Sure do.
Which is not necessarily normal.
Well, but I look for the Yellow Jackets to come out and be very, very scrappy.
Yep.
Small lineup, but we've seen small lineups do some damage. You only have to go back to our very own 2015 National Championship team, which played a 6'4" center, so you don't have to be big.
No, I agree with that.
Although, doesn't hurt.
No. If you're big and able to do everything, then you have the advantage.
Yeah, this 6'11" kid that Augustana had would look good in purple and gold, right?
Yeah, he would.
Well, we got a little bit of a delay here for some reason.
I don't know if we have I bet you they have a wrong number, something in the scorebook. Coach is saying, hey, we don't care.
Yeah, I think Coach Sem is saying, just fix it and let's go.
If they change the starting lineup, that might be the case.
Yeah, yep.
Because right now they have Lucas Lemieux out there, 6'1" freshman from De Pere and Bayport High School. That is, unless he's wearing a different number. Doesn't matter. Here we go. We'll figure it out. Stevens Point wins the tip. Drew Fredrickson into the front court. Working toward the right wing. Gives it off to Tauber out there. Stevens Point, first chance to get on the scoreboard. Drew inside the arc to the free throw line. Over to the left wing, it'll go to O'Hearn. Cannon working, backing his way in against Reichdahl. Holds it. Still working. Shovels it across to Tauber. Got inside. No shot. Bublitz for three. Left it short. And the rebound comes out to the Jackets. Up they will come. And here's Montroy Scott right away. Into the hands of Galvin. Up on top, it'll go to Reichdahl. Over to the right wing, Scott. They'll get it off there to Lemieux. Lemieux to Scott. Three ball comes up way short.
And Ethan Bublitz grabbed that. The ball was blocked by Drew Fredrickson, and he went high to get what turned into an air ball. He landed on the end line, unfortunately. You know, it's also interesting that Montroy Scott drew Nate Dodge defensively, a guy that had 40 points down in Augustana. Sometimes when you have such an offensive player, you don't put him on a guy that scored 40. So an interesting matchup decision by the Yellow Jackets.
Might just be one of those rare kids that can seriously do it all. Yep. Scott up on top to Galvin. Backs it away against Ethan Bublitz. Comes off the top of the circle to the right. Leaves it off for Scott. Again, Drew has him. They'll make a switch over there. O'Hearn picks him up now. Into the hands of Reichdahl down the lane. He traveled.
He sure did. Oh, they're going to call a foul.
Wow. Tauber. Boy, well, whatever.
Boy. Came in hard off the left wing dribble drive, totally out of control, and just took the ball into traffic.
Brett Tauber seems to get some questionable fouls at times, but with that, it'll go up on top to Galvin. Over the top of the circle, heading left. Wanted to come back to Lemieux, couldn't. Takes it inside the circle, working to the left. Shot clock at 5. Into the hands of Scott. Tries to go by Drew. Back down into the corner. Galvin running baseline, and they ran out of shot clock.
Well, they wanted it to get in Scott's hand, and Drew Frederickson, who did draw that assignment against Montroy Scott, said, nothing doing. You're not getting a shot off. Great defensive series by Drew.
Unitel voice over IP technology. That works. Is it magic? No, it's Unitel. Over to the right wing, it'll go to Tauber. We're still scoreless, 18:25 to go in the opening half. Tauber heads left, bounces it in. Cannon O'Hearn on the left wing, takes it into the lane. Spin move, had it tapped away. Picked up by the Jackets, Lemieux. They doubled down and knocked it away from Cannon. Montroy Scott over the top of the circle. Back to the hands of Galvin. He'll slow things down, try to set it up. Scott with it against Frederickson. Over to the right wing, it'll go to Reichdahl. Lemieux in the corner, and he'll throw it out high, try to track it down before it goes over and back. McGill. He saves it over to Galvin. So Pioro is the guy that's not starting, and there's your first basket of the game. Galvin got through the defense and got the layup.
Yeah, help defender Cannon O'Hearn got there, but he went right by Cannon for an easy 2.
So 2-0 Jackets. Nate Dodge over to the left wing. He'll go off there to Bublitz. Drew, right corner, didn't take what appeared to be an open 3. Nate Dodge down the left of the lane, goes up. Hill scored with a foul. Used his strength at that time.
Yeah, he just took the defender right to the hole. Interesting, you talk about a pack line defense, which is what the Yellow Jackets are playing. That's a man-to-man defense, of course, made famous by Dick Bennett. And they are really packing their pack line in. They have 5 defenders frequently with at least 1 foot in the lane. So they are really almost saying, you can shoot from the outside, but we don't want you to come in here.
3-2, Dodge completes the 3-point play. Don't know if that's a good strategy against Stevens Point, but we'll find out. Galvin, he traveled.
Sure did.
And he took the big step before he got the ball out of his hands.
And I was really happy to see Nate Dodge there, Scotty, attack Scott.
Yeah.
Because, you know, here's the guy that we just talked about, double-double, averages 20 a game, and 10 rebounds, and he just took him right to the hole and put an early foul on him.
Yep. And they may have to make a switch defensively if Nate were able to do that again. Decoy Hines, a freshman, 6'8", out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, comes into the game.
Little full court zone.
Stevens Point working it up. Dodge stops at the line, bounces it across the way to the right wing. Drew Frederickson, so didn't have too much trouble getting it up. Right side, Cannon. Trying to back his way into the lane. Turnaround jumper off the rim, no. And the rebound to Hines.
There was a defensive switch that time. The Yellow Jackets came out into his zone.
Scott, Galvin, heads right, hands it off there to Reichdahl. Guarded by Cannon, out away from the hoop, takes him into the lane, stops up. In trouble, goes to Hines out in the right corner. He traveled with the ball, got away with it, lost it, got it back, tied up by Frederickson.
The arrow is still with the Yellow Jackets, 9 on the shot clock.
He got the ball and both feet moved before that ever came out of his hands. That happens sometimes, and it doesn't always get caught. You see it a little bit more, I think, in girls or women's basketball, but you do see it every once in a while, and he definitely did that. Scott, top of the circle, trying to back in against Drew, launches a 15-footer off the rim. Hines with the putback, missed it, got his own rebound, had it popped away. Bublitz will bring it up, crosses the timeline to the free throw line, down the lane, off the glass, no foul.
Good attack off the break, a one-man break. Ethan took that rebound and flew with it right down the middle of the court and saw an opportunity to penetrate to the paint and is going to go to the free throw line as a result. Drew Frederickson, again, really causing Scott some troubles, made that a difficult shot.
Ethan at the free throw line, first on the way is good. So the pointers
Ethan
go up 4-2.
84% free throw shooter. We have some guys with some pretty good numbers early on.
Our scoreboard's wrong, but that's all right. They'll eventually get it right. Second one for Ethan is also good.
And
5 2-pointers.
5-2. Pointers have had some good starts this year in games, Scotty. And a good beginning here tonight with a 5-2 lead.
Galvin into the front court, takes it top of the circle, comes right, hands it off there to Reichdahl, and a screening foul.
Sure is. And that is going to be on Galvin, Ronnie Galvin.
That'll be team number 3 now.
Running that weave, but that wasn't even one of those where they sort of pivot and step into the path of the defender. He just ran into the defender, and that was a timing issue. A lot of times when a screener gets that foul, it's not because they were wrong in their timing, it's because the guy with the ball left too soon, and while the guy that was coming to screen was still moving, you took off with the ball.
Mark Nelson and Coco Sangolo in for Stevens Point. Mark with it up on top. Heads left, gets it out to Nate Dodge to the free throw lane. Kick out. Drew thought about it, didn't load it up. Now he'll take the 17-footer and buried it.
Drew oftentimes finds himself around the free throw line, sometimes inside, and it was good to see him look for the basket that time. Oftentimes he looks for the pass.
7-2, right side, Reichdahl. Back up to Montroy Scott. Lobs it to the corner. Man open.
That's illegal too.
No. And another illegal screen.
That one's going to be inside, and Andrew McGill who just would not let our help defender get to the corner.
Well, that will be team number 4. Looks like we're going to get a timeout. Media or a call?
I believe the media.
All right. 15:34 to go. Stevens Point leads 7-2. We'll take a 1-minute break and be right back. Pointers basketball on WPCN.
Games tonight at halftime between our junior pointer league players. First, let's have all the junior pointers in attendance, please stand and be recognized. Thank you for all of your hard work.
Thank you.
Located at 1300 Commerce Place in Clover.
15:34 to go here in the opening half. The final score, Sports Bar and Grill scoreboard shows Stevens Point leading Superior 7-2. Plan your before or after game get-togethers at the final score, second to Maria Stevens Point.
Well, 4.5 minutes in, both teams have shot the ball 4 times. Yellow Jackets hitting just 1 of 4. Point 2 of 4, but we've made 3 of 3 from the free throw line, and that's one of the major reasons for the 5-point lead.
Yep. Point will come back with Nelson, Fredrickson, O'Hearn, Sangolo, and Dodge. Coco into the front court, got by Galvin, hands it off there to Mark Nelson. Top of the circle, O'Hearn over to Dodge on the right wing. Try to work him off a screen, drives it into the lane, kick out, all the way around to the right side. It'll go to O'Hearn, a deep 3 for Drew, rims it off, no. Scott flies through for the rebound. He gets up off the floor. It'll go to Galvin. Galvin starts right wing against Coco. Hand off there to Reichdahl. Top of the circle. 3 ball. Got it.
Yep, came off a screen, and Mark Nelson not able to get to the shooter.
So 7-5 is your score.
Superior's got to be feeling pretty good about things right now.
Yep. Nate Dodge, right side. Looking and going to Cannon. Trying to back his way in now. Bounces it back to Drew. Drew wanted him to reset, and Cannon left. Drew down the lane, and he passed up an open layup, but he got it out to guess who? Nate Dodge for 3. That's why he did it.
Nate had 7 threes against the Yellow Jackets a year ago, and of course, he hit for 40 down in Rock Island on, what night was that?
I saw your reaction when he dished it out, and it was the same thing, and then, because he knew Nate would make the 3. Why not get 3 when you can instead of 2, right, Sean?
I would have liked to see Drew take the shot.
Reichdahl baseline jumper banks it down.
You know what? got a strong body. He likes to take contact and then shoot. That was a tough shot right side off glass.
Superior's going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. 14:09 to go in this one, in the first half, mind you. Congrats, and a nice job by Matt Matano as he got down to DeForest. Hopefully he's very safe on the roads coming home here. And got the Spash girls a 79-70 win over to Forest. So nice job. Road win.
You betcha. Oh, and safe travels home. Don't know what the weather's like down there, but there was a little dicey coming in from Amherst.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting to see what Coach Greg Polkowski calls after that 30. We've seen a couple things from him. We've seen some full court zone trap and then falling back into his zone, and we've seen some half court to man. Now they're coming back out with that 1-2-2 full court trapping zone.
So the Pointers will work it up. Nate Dodge over the top, O'Hearn into the front court. Holds it there, bounces it off to Coco. Right side, gets a step, goes in, kicks it out to Drew, who for a moment had a chance at a three, didn't lift. It'll go to Nelson inside to O'Hearn, out to Dodge, open three, got it.
Boy, well, you're going to play a zone, you're going to be subject to threes, and nobody does it better right now than Nate Dodge.
13-7, yeah, that's why I said I don't know if running a zone against Stevens Point's quite what you want to do, but Reichdahl against Dodge, top of the circle. Sends it across the way to Pioro. Pioro into the lane, down the lane, and had it tipped away out of bounds, and they'll give it back to the Jackets.
Of course, our Pointers, forever in a half-court man-to-man. You won't see anything different. If you do, write me a letter, because I want to know about it.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as Coach Semling's here, I don't think we're ever going to see zone.
Or full court. Well, if you get in a situation where you have to score, we'll extend the floor, obviously. But he likes to stay in a half-court man-to-man. That's our system.
Scott, now guarded by Bublitz, gets by Ethan, picks up at the free throw line, open, in and out. No, Tauber couldn't quite secure it. Who got it?
Well,
Mark Nelson.
Yeah, Scott's got to be thinking that's a shot he should have had. He got Tauber to lift on the ball fake and wide open.
Left side to Sangolo, down to the baseline, runs it in, he'll score the layup.
Good explosion off the left wing, beat the help to the rim.
15-7, Stevens Point. Galvin will bring it into the front court. Over to the right side, it'll go to Pioro, a backup. Reichdahl, left side to Scott. Puts it on the floor, one bounce, tried to hit McGill on a little pick and roll, missed him. Out of bounds, Pointer basketball.
Well, so far at 12:41, Scotty, we've bottled up Mr. Scott pretty well. Ethan Bublitz has the assignment right now.
Ethan will bring it up. 15-7 Pointers. Early action here from the Quant. Ethan gets a step, drives baseline. And we're going to get a screening foul on Coco Sangolo, I think.
One of those points of emphasis for the last few years. You see a lot of those free throw extended screens turn into offensive fouls. You really need to be steady and still.
Stevens Point Orthopedics, formerly Klasinski Clinic. Orthopedic, sports medicine, and physical therapy, world-class treatment with hometown care. Left wing, it'll go to Scott. McGill trying to set the screen. Scott turns it over, stolen away by Bublitz. Coco, Dodge, down to the other end, scores the layup.
Good look by Coco, good steal off the floor by Ethan Bublitz. You love to get easy baskets in transition. It makes the offense so much easier, doesn't it?
It surely looks a whole lot better. We'll get another 30-second timeout taken here by the Yellow Jackets exactly 2 minutes after they just took one before. And we'll stay right here again. Good start here down in Elmhurst, Illinois. Oshkosh has a 10-point lead over the Blue Jays, 37-27 right now. I don't have a final. Lacrosse was way behind Central, and I apologize. I don't have a final on that. We'll try to pick that up. They should be done. They started at 3 o'clock.
Central of Iowa, correct?
They are good. They apparently took Nebraska Wesleyan right down to the wire.
Do you know where that university is? I don't.
Central?
Yes.
It's in Iowa.
Central Iowa, probably.
I don't remember.
Someplace right in the middle.
Yeah. We'll see if we can figure that out. That might have to be trivia tonight. It'll go left side. Back up to McGill. McGill comes right to Scott off the screen. Ethan stays right there with him. Slides down the left side of the lane, goes inside, blocked out of bounds. It'll be off the pointers.
Good help by Brett Tauber to seal that basket off.
11:49 to go in the half.
10 on the shot clock.
Pella, Iowa. I should have known that. I was there. Pointers played football at Pella.
Oh,
Pella Windows.
Well, I've had their windows in one of the houses I've lived in.
17-7, and then inbound it will come here. They'll work it down the lane to Scott and a foul.
Ethan Bublitz on the foul. Got a little tall, lost his cushion, got too high on his feet, and got the body contact as Scott went around him. Got to keep that center of gravity down low.
All right. Montroy Scott over to the left wing. Reichdahl into the lane. Kick out. Lemieux buries the three.
Garrett Nelson sagged a little bit on help, but didn't get back to the shooter. If you're going to help, you've got to be able to get back to your shooter.
That's the whole idea of the defense. Garrett over to the left side. Fredrickson got cut off by Reichdahl. Drew brings it out on top. Down low to Tauber now. Faces, spins in, goes up, jump hook, blocked. Brett tries to save, cannot.
Yeah, I'm not sure he needed to save that because it was blocked. He could have just let it go down to bounds and kept the possession. I think he was surprised to get his hook shot blocked.
Joan Ginger out of Spain. Might be Juan, I'm guessing, out of Spain. Wearing a different number. That might have been the problem. Montroy Scott got in deep and then missed the layup. Rebound, Stevens Point. Drew to the other end. Dodge takes the three. Got it. Oh, is he on fire?
And Drew knew right where he was the entire time down the court. He knew he was trailing, and he knew he was going to get the little underhanded pass for the three.
20-10, Stevens Point. Scott to the arc off the high screen. Over to the left wing. It'll go there, down into the corner. Garrett Nelson chasing Lemieux. Kick out Reichdahl three. That's off the mark. Rebound out of bounds. Going to be pointer ball. Could have been whistled as an over the back on Ginger there, at least in my opinion.
Good closeout on that three-point attempt by Drew Fredrickson. Much different than the open look they had it on previous possession.
Yeah, and I think I said Ginger. I can't read my own writing. It's Geiner. All right, 20-10 into the front court. With it here, Nelson, that's Garrett. Off to Cannon O'Hearn, way out on the baseline. Takes it into the lane against Geiner. Bounces to the corner, out to Nate. Three more. Yes, sir!
He lit him up last year, and he's got four already here tonight. Cannon O'Hearn really starting offense out on the floor. He's having a hard time getting any post play that way, isn't he?
Well, I'll take the results.
Yeah. He's becoming the assist man.
Pioro. Reichdahl back on top to Geiner. Into the hands of Scott over the top of the circle. Takes it right down the lane, and he'll finally get on the scoreboard.
Went reverse layup, kept the ball away from Cannon O'Hearn.
23-12. Stevens Point with the advantage here. We're in the opening half, 9:36 to go. Nate Dodge out on the right sideline, gets it to Drew. Drew works off the screen. Finds Nate on the baseline, spins, drives down deep to a cutting Cannon O'Hearn for a lay-in.
Good read by Cannon on the backside, saw the drive and made himself available.
Skyward Incorporated, connecting parents and education. Cannon went skyward for that one. Into the front court, Pioro. Drives it by his men and a screening foul on Geiner.
You are correct. And that's
he clearly slid on that one.
Yep, and that's the number change, right? He went from 11 to 13.
25-12 is your score.
Well, good beginning, 9:08 to go. You want to close this out, maybe get this up to 18-19 before you go into the locker room.
Going back to Pella, Iowa, something that wouldn't attract you because you're not that big into sweets, but they, in their downtown district, kind of like our square, have two of the most fabulous bakeries I have ever seen in my life. We went down there, it's like, you wanted to buy everything in the shop. Yeah. Kenny Kulik and I, and we came out with, you know, a small bag of stuff, and oh my goodness,
you like
it
those
was
caramel
so
rolls?
I think it's Dutch.
You like those big caramel rolls?
Love them.
Tell you the best one I've ever had in my life. Stoughton, Wisconsin, the Stoughton Bakery.
Sure, makes sense. Garrett Nelson down the lane to the rack, scores it!
Hey, what a nifty little move. He showed a little fake a pass fake to Cannon and said, no, you can't have it. I'm going to keep it for the 2.
27-12, Stevens Point early going. Reichdahl across the top of the circle, over to the left side, Lemieux. Back out on the wing. Reichdahl tipped away by Garrett Nelson. Picked up by Dodge, on ahead to Garrett. Down to the other end, layup good.
Beautiful play by Garrett. Helped defender there, got the deflection. And for his efforts, he gets an uncontested 2. We didn't get any of those in Augustana.
29-12. Scott over the top of the circle, goes left into the hands of Tom Robarge, freshman that's in there out of Chippewa Falls. Montroy Scott against Drew. Over to the right wing, it'll go there to Reichdahl. Bublitz has him. Lemieux, top of the circle. Labarge on the left wing. Robarge, pardon me, tipped away and out of bounds. Jackets ball, but down to 1 on the shot clock.
Garrett Nelson again with a deflection. Garrett's been a change agent here off the bench. Nice minutes by the sophomore.
And we've got immediate timeout coming up here. 7:51 to go. We'll take the break. Stevens Point with a 29-12 lead right now. We'll be back in 1 minute. Pointers basketball on WPCN. 7:59 to go in the opening half. UW Stevens Point leads UW Superior 29-12. John Zellmer has some stats.
The Yellow Jackets came in tonight with a -5 turnover margin. The Pointers, a very nice +6 turnover margin, and that's a difference of 11. I was all over that number.
Nice.
But
math major.
I was getting back to that stat, however. So far, the Yellow Jackets have turned it over 8 times, and it's led to 9 Stevens Point points, and it's been a huge difference.
Inbound, tipped away, and I forgot about the 1 second. I'm going, nobody's going after the ball. They didn't have to.
They didn't have to.
The shot clock was running out.
8 turnovers to 2. Pointers shooting a really hot 11 of 15.
Matty Kerner will come in here to replace Cannon O'Hearn. For our fans who might wonder at the moment, one injury to report for our Pointers. Our freshman Peter Timmerman out with a concussion. Down the lane and a beautiful explosion to the basket for Ethan Bublitz.
Pointers now 12 of 16 from the floor. Yellow Jackets just 5 of 12.
31-12. Scott down the lane, tried to hand it off. He got caught in the air. Saved this time by Stevens Point. Good hustle by Drew. Lead feed left side. Dodge in the corner. They got out to him. He was just about to shoot and then said, I'm not going to. Backs his way into the lane. Sends it over to Bublitz. Runs baseline. Goes reverse. Couldn't get it up there. Kind of lost it, I think, on his hand.
That's exactly what happened. It was going to be really a routine reverse layup, and he lost it on the way up.
Reichdahl down the left of the lane. Stops. Needs help. Bounces it into McGill. Backing in against Kerner. Jump hook comes short. Matty holding his ground. Gave up some weight there, I'll tell you that. Fredrickson into the front court at the arc. Lugs gets it to Garrett Nelson. Into the lane, down the lane, right by Lemieux, scores it.
Boy, we're just beating it on perimeter. That's frankly way too easy, and Superior's going to have to talk about it because we're just taking the ball and going straight line around defenders.
Superior going to use its 3rd timeout already. 6:56 to go in the opening half. We're going to stay right here. Sweat's Oil Company, you're going to find it all at Sweat's Country Corner in Blenker, Sweat's Roadside Convenience Store in Stevens Point. Stop in, meet their friendly staff, all in one-stop convenience. Well, kind of what I was hoping for, a long ways to go, but this is the kind of game, John, where I'm just kind of hoping again. You keep this score going, build it, and then in that second half, get some of these other young guys a chance to play a little bit.
That would be great to see. doing it through defense in this first half. I mean, we've been stifling, limiting Superior to just one shot, and not always one shot. 9 turnovers now they have. And the other thing I'm impressed by, Scotty, in the early going is all the 50-50 balls, they've all gone to Stevens Point. Garrett Nelson's been a big factor.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good start to a game that, you know what do they term it? Trap game possibilities. Coming off that big one where you didn't get a win, but you played so well, and looking forward to a trip over to Michigan next Saturday, where you could say, "Oh, it's Superior. We've played them before. We almost always beat them," and they're taking it to heart. They're playing a serious basketball game.
That's a fact. Look very sharp in the early going. Done virtually nothing wrong.
Yeah, pretty much not. Mark Nelson, Coco Sangolo. You have Chaz Moots out there now. Matty Kerner, and I can't see the 5th. Oh, it's Ethan Bublitz. Into the front court comes the Jackets. Lemieux, handoff over to Scott. They'll get it inside, ball tipped away. Scott will track it down out at the timeline. Shot clock at 14. Scott against Bublitz goes left. This is Galvin to the free throw line. Gets it to Lemieux. Shot clock 8. Handoff up on top. Scott with a jumper. Won't go. Bublitz with a rebound. Boy, they're harassing him everywhere.
Yeah, a little weave action that time, and he missed another 50, about 17-footer.
Ethan over to the left wing. Kerner on top over to Sangolo. 18 on the shot clock for Stevens Point. Warriors with a 33-12 lead right now. Mark Nelson at the free throw line, a little up and under, and then he left the shot short.
Like the move.
That might have rolled off his hand a little bit.
Yep, like the move.
He got it up with one hand, a la Don Nelson, and I think he kind of lost it. Nelly had a little bit bigger hands, I'm guessing, than Mark Nelson does.
One-handed free throw shooter.
Off on the left side with it into the lane. Reichdahl picks up his dribble, needs some help, gets it to Galvin, then he finally clears the lane. Galvin at the line, backs it out. Over the screen from McGill. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, shot on the way, airballed it anyway.
Way too much dribbling for the Yellow Jackets. Yep. They're a little discombobulated. Our defense has really controlled that end of the floor.
Drew Fredrickson back in for Ethan Bublitz.
And when they don't have that good post player, Scotty, and they're really struggling to find shots on the perimeter, it makes scoring pretty difficult. You got that big guy down there once in a while, you get an easy one.
Mark Nelson with the handoff to Drew. 2 steps outside the arc, takes it into the lane, a little up and under. Elected not to try to hit that leaner. Gets it back out in the left corner, takes Lemieux right to the basket and draws a foul.
That'll be a common foul, would not be shooting. You know, if he had finished that, he would have got 2 free throws. But he passed at the end. So I don't think they'll give him a shooting foul. It should be just a bonus. This is what, 17 fouls now in the Yellow Jackets. We will shoot the bonus.
That's 3 on Lemieux. Played in a good high school program at Bayport. Needs to improve his defense. Drew Fredrickson at the line hits the first.
He is perfect this year. He's now 10 of 10 from the free throw line.
Everybody knows that was John Zellmer who made that comment.
Just sharing a stat that I saw on the page.
Yeah. And he's 11 of 11. So there was no jinx from Z. Up 35-12. There was pressure on you right there, John.
There was.
Zellmer.
I was feeling it.
Scott off the high screen into the corner. It'll go to Galvin. Brings the dribble back out into the game right now, by the way. Adam Arroyo for Superior. Left wing, lobbed into the post to McGill against Kerner. Out to Lemieux, takes the 3. Got it. Over Chaz.
Yeah, just a mistake by Chaz Moots. Lost track of the ball and didn't know it was coming back to his defender.
And had hands down.
And he had hands down.
Fredrickson, 2 steps outside the arc. 4:36 to go in the half. Kerner into the corner. It'll go to Mark Nelson. Wants to go baseline, cut off by Arroyo. Kicks it out. Drew fakes the 3. Down the lane. Kicks to the corner. Mark Nelson. 3 off the rim. No. Rebound tipped by Moots.
Yeah, and it's going to be a foul on Chaz.
Yep.
He got away with a backside push.
That'll be his first and the 4th now on the pointers.
Well, we're going deep into the bench here early in the game, Scotty. It shows the confidence that coach has in his bench players. And you know what? It's important to get some of these guys as the season goes along minutes early in a game where the game is still on the line.
Couldn't agree more. Knez is in there. Now we've got a screening foul on Montroy Scott.
Yeah, that'd be his second foul. Picked up an early one against Nate Dodge, and he's coming up a little ginger.
Yeah, he got drilled pretty good by Chaz.
He did.
Chaz's pretty solid.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you that. And he ran into Chaz, and Chaz got the better of that confrontation, if you will.
Again, the timing on their screens, their ball screens, is just off because the ball handler is taking off before the screener is where he can set a screen and getting run into by other people.
Aaron Knez brings it into the front court, so Stevens Point, as John said, deep into the bench, and that's great to see. Aaron Knez to Chaz Moots, Drew Frederickson left to Brandon Spray. Hand off back to Aaron. Down in the left corner, brings the dribble out. Finds Frederickson to the free throw line with a dribble, backs it out against Lemieux. Shot clock 7. Drew's going to take the 3. Got it over Lemieux.
Yeah, just a little shake and bake straight on.
38-15, Stevens Point. Galvin, pardon me, bringing it up here. Scott on the bench right now. Hopefully he's going to be okay. They got it into the hands of Arroyo. Back to Galvin. Down low to the corner. Arroyo back to the lane. Got Spray in the air, but then couldn't get a shot off anyway, and a 3-second violation.
Boy, he did everything right. He got Brandon Spray in the air, as you called, Scotty, and then he didn't go into him and finish for the foul.
Yep. That's where you got the advantage. Kind of lean into him, try to take a shot up. 9 out of 10 times, even if you cause that contact, you're going to get the foul going your way.
A case of indecision there. What did Jimmy Buffett say? Indecision may or may not be my problem.
Yeah, pretty good line. Aaron Knez into the front court. It'll go to Spray over on the right side. 38-15 pointers. 3:09 to go in the half. Knez, deep offense, kind of slowing down. Aaron down the lane, bounces it off to Chaz, goes up, reverse, scores it.
Nice job by the two guards. Good dribble penetration. Talk about a strong kid, Aaron Knez. He's put together.
Yes, sir. 40-15. You want him on your side. Arroyo with the basketball, trying to go against Spray. Kicks it out. This is Kramer with it. Back over to Arroyo, looking into the post to McGill. Nothing there. Free throw line. Kick out over the top. Reichdahl with it. Now guarded by Spray. Back it'll go. Arroyo down the lane. Uses that big body. Couldn't hit the shot. We're going to get a foul.
That came from an early switch on the ball screens. A lot of teams early on in the shot clock just switch all ball screens, as we did there. But then once the ball came back, Aaron was looking up at a much bigger, stronger player.
Bigger. I'm not so sure I'd say stronger.
Well,
but
there you go.
Yeah, no, I know what you meant, though.
Bigger body.
Yeah, that it is. And the free throw comes up short for Adam Arroyo out of St. Paul, Minnesota.
That was his first miss of the year. It was perfect 2 out of 2. Now he's 2 out of 3. Well, 40-15, that's exactly what the doctor ordered after the heartbreaking loss down in Rock Island.
Could not agree more. Second free throw is good. His first point of the game, 40-16.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised, Scotty, if we don't see the Augustana Vikings again someplace down the road. Yeah. Well, I'd like to. That would be good news for both teams, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. Into the front court comes Aaron Knez, unless they get bumped off somewhere. Frederickson, a deep 3, and that's a hair short. Trying to rebound it inside was Blake Erkey, but couldn't get 2 hands on it.
Good inside position. He just couldn't rise above the crowd.
So it'll come back to the Yellow Jackets.
We get Brandon Spray involved here. He's a kid I'd like to get going.
Final score, Sports Bar and Grill scoreboard showing Stevens Point up 40-16. Enjoy a sandwich, your favorite libation. The final score, second to Maria Stevens Point. Outside the arc, down the lane, jump stop, throws it over the top. Is anybody going to get to it? Yes, Aaron Knez. He'll take it the distance, lays it up and in with a foul.
And count it. Well, another superior turnover. And when you turn it over up top, that usually goes the other way for easy baskets, and that's been one of the problems for the Yellow Jackets.
One of those fundamentals of basketball, John, that you were taught as a young kid. don't leave your feet. Pioro did, and then he had nowhere to go, so he threw it to a spot, and the guy that got there first was Aaron Kness.
Yep, exactly right.
Lemieux with his 4th foul, and Aaron misses the free throw. Stevens Point somehow secures a rebound. I think it was Brandon Spray, or at least he tipped it out to Blake Erkey. Kness, left side Spray. Going against Hines into the post, it'll go to Erkey, back to Kness. In the lane, down the lane, double clutches, kick out Spray, 15, kicks it out Erkey, wide open 3, no. Rebound, Brady Wagner. Out it'll go to Kness for 3, and that one missed everything. Hines with a rebound, and he stepped out of bounds. Nothing's going right for Superior.
Out there, and they're getting and showing a little bit of frustration. Those halves happen. And, you know, that long bus ride, you come down, you know you're playing a good program in Stevens Point, and you want to give your best effort in front of one of the better crowds they'll probably play in front of, and things just haven't gone their way.
No doubt it'll be one of their better crowds. Brandon Spray on the right wing takes it into the lane, dishes outside to Moots. Chaz back to the paint area, and then goes off Erkey down the lane, jump stop, hammered, trying to go up by Geiner.
You know, we've done more off the dribble tonight, Scotty, than we usually do. Out from the perimeter, dribble drive. Of course, we're familiar with the Pointer offense, with a lot of weave, a lot of motion, and a lot of handoffs. Usually out in the perimeter, score by passing, but tonight we've scored by driving.
Erkey will get a pair of free ones coming up here. 42-16, in and out with the first. I think they pronounced it Geiner. I'm not much for Spanish, I'll be honest with you there, but I have to ask my wife, who knows Spanish at least a little bit. Blake Erkey with a couple.
Well, I'm dyslexic in multiple languages.
Yeah. And I'm bad with pronunciation in all languages. Across the way, this one I will play with great hands. I just want to say, if anybody has the hands to do it, it's me.
I'm absolutely shocked you didn't shoot the ball.
No. Well, it was either that or take it in the face, so I did protect
the ball
that.
came straight to Scotty. He was wide open, the only guy that thought about guarding him with Coach Semling, and you didn't launch.
Yeah, he did say, just give me the ball, don't be an idiot. So I did. Blake Erkey into the lane, kick out the Spray over to the right side. It'll go there to Chaz. And I had a pen in hand. I just want to point that out. Tip, pass, and out of bounds. And I saved the pen and the ball.
Good hands.
All in one thing. So there. 15 on the shot clock, 43 and a half on the halftime clock. 43-16, Stevens Point. Erkey will do the inbounding to Aaron Kness. Heads over to the right side. Working dribble out on top to Erkey. Back to Aaron, into the lane, down the lane, looking for some help. Got it to Brady Wagner, 3 at the horn, off the mark, tipped around, loose. Spray comes down with it, takes it up, had it blocked. Erkey, it rolls off the rim, still loose, and finally picked up by Scott.
Good offensive possession.
Oh, yeah.
He did everything right, the ball just didn't go in the hole. This will be the final possession of the first half.
Montroy Scott brings it up over the top of the circle. In deep it'll go there. Geiner lost it on the floor, picked up by Erkey. He'll get to half court, spin move. Yeah, they're going to call offensive. He definitely pushed off to get free. Yeah. He wanted to get a shot off.
Yeah, he took his left arm and he just pushed off. It's a good call.
Absolutely a good call.
I don't think he did it intentionally. I just think that arm kind of went away from his body, but as it turns out, he hit Mr. Scott right in the head.
Yep. And they will launch off the inbound and just missed one. So we are at halftime at Stevens Point. Looking pretty good right now. Stevens Point 43 and Superior 16. We'll be back here in a couple of minutes. UW Stevens Point men's basketball on WPCN. So you know you're doing a great job.
For Pointer cheerleaders, some are here tonight to perform for you. So please welcome to the floor the UWSP cheer team and future Pointers.
All right, it is halftime here. UW Stevens Point leads UW Superior 43-16. Awfully good first half. And when the younger guys got in there, obviously things weren't flowing quite as well, but they still played pretty well, stayed aggressive. Their shooting not quite as crisp, and they just didn't seem to have the same rhythm. But hey, there's a reason those other guys play more minutes, huh?
But what they did do is continue to play outstanding defense. They did not allow Superior to take advantage of them on the floor. They really played hard defense, and they kept the lid on the Yellow Jackets, and they did extend the lead. So heck of a half by the Pointers. We started quickly, as we have in the other 4 games this year. Got off to a 7-2 lead, but we're up just 3 at the 14:09 mark, 10-7. And from there on, we outscored the Yellow Jackets 33-9 in that last 14 minutes to totally take control of this basketball game. Nate Dodge came out firing early on. He had 4 straight 3-point shots, and that's why that 10-7 lead quickly ballooned up to 15, was his ability to catch and shoot from the perimeter. We saw that all year so far, Scotty. Nate, we know what a good shot he is. He's a great catch and shoot marksman, and I thought he really got the offense relaxed and rolling when he hit those early threes. The other big stat in the first half, we'll talk about all the stats in a bit. The Yellow Jackets have as many turnovers as they have points, and that's not a good offensive half.
Not normally, no. That is usually not a stat you want to be looking at and saying, oh, we got the same number in this department as we do over there. But everything's seemingly again clicking here for Stevens Point, and we like what we see. It was such a good game, even without a win, down in Rock Island on Wednesday, and I like what we saw. These guys came right back out playing at a very high level, and it bodes well for the season. Now we'll let it play out before we get too far ahead of ourselves, but I like what we saw here so far today.
And by the way, Montroy Scott, we talked about in the pregame, he averages 21-8 a game and 10 rebounds. You know, that average comes against the likes of Lawrence, River Falls, and Eau Claire. So he's got some impressive offensive numbers against some pretty good teams, and we've held him to just 2 in the first half.
At the half, St. Scholastica leads Eau Claire 45-41, and also in the second half, it is Oshkosh 59 and Elmhurst 44. Here, our score at the half on your final score. Sports Bar and Grill scoreboard shows Stevens Point 43, Superior 16. Watch your favorite teams enjoy the daily food and drink specials. At the final score, Second and Maria, Stevens Point. Let's take a 90-second break. We'll come back. When we do come back, we'll give you a chance to win a couple of pizzas courtesy of Portesi Frozen Pizza and Cheese Fries. We'll do that in 90 seconds. This is UW Stevens Point men's basketball on WPCN.
Join their team. If you'd like to be Central Wisconsin took advantage of the opportunity to work with UWSP players and coaching staff. These two teams represent the champions of the 7th and 8th grade North and South divisions. The teams are the UWSP Pointers, who were coached by senior Cannon O'Hearn, and the Virginia Cavaliers, who were coached by senior Brett Tauber. Let's see some hoops.
All right, it is halftime here, and the UW Stevens Point men's basketball team with a 43-16 lead over Superior. And before we get to statistics with Mr. Zellmer, let's get you a chance to start working on our trivia question. Trivia is brought to you by Portesi Frozen Pizza and Cheese Fries. There are many pizzas. There is only one Portesi. The phone number to call, 342-1010. 342-1010. First person to give Caleb the correct answer will get a couple of pizzas from Portesi. With that being said, now, here we go. Last night, the Stevens Point Panthers had a real nice game. Didn't win, unfortunately. Came up 2 points short against Bayport. The head coach for Bayport is a former assistant at UW Superior. Whom was he an assistant coach under? In other words, who was the head coach when Nate Rickle was the head coach, when was an assistant coach at Superior? So who was the head coach when Coach Rickle was an assistant at Superior? That's 342-1010, the number to call. Once I get it out, it starts to make sense, but hopefully I confused a whole bunch of people now, and you and I'll get the pizza.
Well, that's what I was thinking was the intent.
Yeah, yes. There you go.
Good job.
Stats are brought to you by Kerber Rose, certified public accountants. Formerly Ligman and Willie, your strategic business advisor and accountant in Stevens Point, John Zellmer.
My pleasure, Mr. Krieger. In the first half, shooting for Superior, the Yellow Jackets, they were 6 of 17. That's 35%. They made 3 of 6 from behind the arc. That's a nice 50%. And they made 1 of their 2 free throws. Our Pointers got 12 more shots than did the Yellow Jackets. Made 16 of the 29, 55%. 5 of 12 from behind the three-point line. Of course, 4 of 4 for Nate Dodge from behind the arc. And that's 41% as a team. Free throws, 6 of 8, and that's 75% from the line. Rebounding-wise, Superior actually out-rebounded the Pointers by 4, 14-10. They had 4 offensive boards, as did the Pointers. Rounding out the lines, Superior 2 assists to 16 turnovers, 1 steal and 1 block shot. Pointers very nice, 8 assists to 3 turnovers. You like that ratio any day. 5 steals and 2 block shots. 19 Stevens Point points off of those 16 turnovers by the Yellow Jackets. We've outscored them in the paint, down in the blocks, 18-6. And our bench, nice job outscoring the bench of the Yellow Jackets by 12, 13-1.
All right, scoring-wise, in the opening half for the Superior Yellow Jackets, Lucas Lemieux leads the way, the freshman out of De Pere and Bayport High School with 6 points. Problem for Lucas is he already has 4 personal fouls. 5 points for Mac Reichdahl, 2 apiece for Ronnie Galvin and Montroy Scott, and 1 for Adam Arroyo. And for UW Stevens Point, Nate Dodge, 17 in the opening half. 7 for Drew Fredrickson, 6 for Garrett Nelson, 4 points for Ethan Bublitz, 2 apiece for Drew Fredrickson, Chaz Moots, Aaron Canez, and Coco Sangolo, and 1 for Blake Erkey. Stevens Point with a 43-16 lead, and we are working on trivia right now. And next week, we'll start it off on Monday, as we have Pointer women's basketball. That's a 6 o'clock game, by the way, if you're coming to the Berg on Monday. Pointer women will be hosting Illinois Wesleyan at 6 o'clock. Then on Tuesday, Pacelli girls basketball against Rochelle. Thursday, Spash hockey at Wisconsin Rapids. Friday, AJ Ligman will have the Spash girls at Marshfield. And then on Saturday, John and I will be in lovely Holland, Michigan to bring you Pointer men against Hope College, the Flying Dutchman.
We're going to come back with any tulips?
Dutch. What's that?
We're going to come back with any tulips? Do we have time to go?
Oh, yeah, and
bulbs?
I'm sure they'll be blooming in Holland.
You know.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a great facility, Scotty. I'm looking forward to getting over to
it really is.
Hope College. Calvin's another one right down the road. And we've been in all those places and the beautiful facilities.
Yeah, you know, if we had that here, but we don't. We might as well just stop right there. If I could win a couple $100 million in the lottery or something, maybe I would help build one here. But
you know, we now have one arena that's like those, and that would be at River Falls.
Yeah, it's not near as nice, I don't think.
No, I don't either, because those
but
are
it's nice.
Calvin and Hope both are perfect bowls.
Yeah.
And all seats, you know, all backs, and just a perfect bowl. Sits down. Illinois Wesleyan,
yes.
who we're playing, the
much.
women are playing Monday, has an arena that way. Very nice facilities.
Calvin College, right by Hope, also has the same type of wonderful facility.
They don't like each other so much.
Hope and Calvin.
Talk about a rivalry.
43-16, we're at the half. Apparently we don't have a trivia winner as of yet. We'll keep working on that. And we will take a break, come back, get the second half started. This will be a 90-second break, and we'll be back. This is UW Stevens Point men's basketball on the True Oldies channel, 92.1 FM, 1010 AM, WPCN.
Today's game day sponsor, Pizza Ranch. Pointer fans, the Backcourt Club's hard work and fundraising has enabled our Pointers to be consistently one of the top programs in the nation. Financial cuts across the university system has made their job even more important. Please consider joining to help us keep this program on top. Applications with information are available on a table by the southwest entrance, or check the UWSP Athletics website. In supporting teammates during culture and on a shot advancement, make for a winning team, then you'll achieve victory when you join us at Skyward. You'll set yourself up for success tomorrow and in the years to come, since Skyward promotes from within. Plus, you'll fit right in since Pointer pride runs deep. 40% of the Skyward team are former Pointers. Sound like a winning team you'd like to be a part of? Learn more at skyward.com/careers and get your name on the roster.
All right, we're about ready to get the second half started here. John Zolmer, your expectations, you come back with the starters, let them go for whatever, 4 or 5 minutes and see what happens?
That's what I would do. I don't know if Coach Sam will bring some sub guys in, but I'd come back with the starters and give them a 5 and say, hey, look, you guys, I want you to look really good on both ends for 5 or 6, and then let's get you on the bench and take a break. Conversely, if you're on the other end of the floor and you're superior right now, you're just selling your kids on, that was not a good half of basketball. We're better than that. We can play better than that. And now let's just see if we can't win the second half, or at least be competitive in the second half. Let's just give 20 good minutes of effort in basketball and get back on the bus for our long ride home. But we need to perform for ourselves better than what we showed in the first half.
Yep, and I'm wondering if the Pointers, I know you don't force things, but they really had no inside game outside of drives to the basket. I'm talking your bigs, even though they're taller. Do you try to say, hey, Kate, we've got to get Cannon and Brett a few plays inside before we come to the bench?
We almost did the Pointer version of 5 out that we don't usually see. We really spread, and we really never had anybody true posting up on the blocks.
Stevens Point with it to start off the second half. Fredrickson will take a 3 off the mark, and the rebound to Montroy Scott. Got a wide open look, didn't hit it. Boy, that's over and back.
Yep.
Now, why would they make that pass? Montroy Scott was 10 feet short of the timeline and threw to Ronnie Galvin, who was still in the front but coming back. He jumped into the back but caught the, well, anyway, his last possession was,
correct.
Location was in the front court.
Yep, he left the back court.
Kind of a weird, no sense to make the pass.
Yep.
Anyway, Bublitz with it. Stevens Point gets another try. Brett Tauber on the baseline against McGill. Looking to back his way in, nothing available. That'll go to Drew. Against Lemieux. He'll work it into the lane, down the lane, scooping layup off the mark. Good effort.
Yeah, Brett Tauber had a chance for a second to put back, but he left the feet too soon. He jumped early.
Galvin over to the right side. Right Dahl over to Scott. 43-16 point. Right Dahl to the free throw line. Maybe got away with a step. Off it'll go to Scott. Down to the baseline. Cut off. Now Tauber will take him out in the corner. He'll take the shot over Brett. Off the mark. Cannon O'Hearn with a rebound. Off to Bublitz.
Tough night for Scott. He just can't get rolling.
Bublitz, Tauber, right back to Ethan in the right corner. Credit to, and here's Nate Dodge right down the lane. Had it stripped away. Is it a foul?
Yep.
Looks like it.
I think that might be on Mac Reichdahl.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, maybe it's just my perception, but Nate Dodge seems to be a step faster this year. A little bit more explosive.
That might be right.
I'll have to ask him. I'll bet he would tell me he is. But in all seriousness, we've seen him attack the rim really well tonight, and with the first step, and we've also seen him over the course of these first now 5 games get into a lot of passing lanes, get a lot of deflections defensively.
Nate makes 1 out of the 2. Stevens Point lead at 44-16 here. All right. Galvin into the front court. Heads left with it against Bublitz. Right Dahl, right back to Galvin. Switch off there. O'Hearn off to Montroy Scott. Lost it going up. Picked up by Tauber to O'Hearn. He'll bring it up the floor himself. Cannon right to the top of the circle. On the left wing, Nate Dodge spins, goes baseline, and a holding foul on Montroy Scott, I believe.
Yep, Nate going off the dribble again. Cannon O'Hearn pulling the point guard. You know, big guys always want to pretend they're point guards. See him go through the legs. Said, hey, I can handle this.
44-16. Left wing, it'll go to Fredrickson. The Pointers will send it over to the right wing. Nate Dodge, kick out Cannon. Fredrickson again left side, plenty of time, meaning 8 seconds on the shot clock. 6 seconds now. Now we're starting to get deep. Cannon backs his way down, a little jump hook in and out, and he'll go over the back for the rebound.
Yeah, how often do you see that? Missed a little half hook or the bunny, the inside shot, and your frustration come over the back trying to get the rebound.
Paper City Savings, proud supporter of our community with locations in Plover, Wisconsin, Rapids, and Nakusa, helping to bring the game to you. Galvin into the front court. Kind of a slow start to that second half now. Montroy Scott out in the corner. Pointers still with the lead at 44-16. Scott got by Fredrickson down the lane, has to change the shot, still got it to go.
Yeah. Cannon O'Hearn came over, did verticality, nice outstretched arms, made it tough.
Quickly down to Dodge. He'll take the three, buried it.
You like that early offense. Something we haven't seen a lot of by the Pointers, but you know what? That was a great job of taking it through the rim, getting it on the side, kicking it up to the corner, and getting an early three. I like it.
Front court with it. Galvin over to the right side, gives it off to Reichdahl, sends it back to the left. Stevens Point stays, of course, man-to-man. Bad pass stolen away by Nate Dodge. He has a break to the other end, and he will lay it up and in.
Speaking of getting into a passing lane, there's Nate Dodge. And an easy two, timeout Superior.
So Stevens Point now increases the lead to 31. 16:59 to go, and this will be a timeout, Jackets. This will be a 1-minute timeout. We'll take that break. 16:59 to go in the game. Stevens Point way up. We'll take a break and be right back. Pointers basketball on WPCN.
The National Guard, Front Seas Italian Grill, Coca-Cola, BSN Sports, and Under Armour.
Thank you.
Thanks again to today's team sponsor, Pizza Ranch.
Okay, thanks, Caleb. All right, back in the Quant. Well, hats off to the Marquette Golden Eagles. I almost said Golden Warriors. That would have been a great combination. Scott Williams wouldn't have been happy with.
No, but there'll always be the Warriors to me. No, they're
Yeah,
the Golden
me too.
Eagles, but you know, that's the team I grew up loving, Scotty. And what did they do?
Yeah, they beat K-State.
Oh, nice.
83-71. Kansas State ranked number 12, I think.
Now, how did the Hauser boys do?
That I don't know. Howard had 40-something. Pull-up jumper for Scott. Left it a hair short. Got his own rebound. Came out a little long, trying to take it over the top of Bublitz. Missed it. Good defense. Ethan gets the board. He'll bring it over. Crossover dribble into the lane, down the lane. Then he has it stripped away. Picked up now by Brett Tauber. Out to Drew Fredrickson in the corner. Looked at Cannon. Drew back to the lane. Got a little bump out to Ethan. Over to the left side, Dodge. Dodge will hold it there to the left elbow. Kicks it out on the wing to Fredrickson. Back down to Nate. Turn around. 12-footer in the lane. Can't hit it. Galvin with a rebound. Stevens Point advantage. No trivia winner as of yet. We'll re-ask the question in a moment. Galvin with the handoff to Scott. 49-18 Stevens Point. Galvin against Bublitz to the free throw circle and hits the jumper.
Yep, straight on, 15-footer. Much needed basket by the Jackets.
49-20. Our question, the head boys basketball coach at Bayport, Nate Rickle, down the lane. Bublitz had it stripped away back to Tauber, and he took it up underneath and, well, didn't get it up over the rim. Down to the other end, Reichdahl. He got in a little deep, but should have still, I think, been able to score that one. Lemieux out on the right side, brings it left. Reichdahl with it, top of the circle, down the lane. Kicks out to Lemieux, three-ball buried. He is a good three-point shooter.
There's 5 in a row for the Jackets.
49-23.
Dribble penetration, drive and kick.
So anyway, Coach Rickle used to be an assistant at Superior, now the head boys coach at Bayport. Who was he an assistant under at UW Superior? 3-4-2-10-10, the number to call for a couple of pizzas. Drew for a deep three off the side of the rim. Well, we're not getting our offense going the way we did that first half. Not quite sure. Rick Dahl at the top of the circle, and his pass thrown away and out of bounds.
They're trying to get Scott on the cut. And just didn't have a good angle there.
Central beat Lacrosse today, 89-77. That won't make Coach Dernbach happy.
No,
that's too many points.
Too many points, and that's one thing I know Coach Kent is trying to bring to Lacrosse is a little bit better defense.
The Nelson boys come in, not related, by the way. Garrett, freshman, Mark, senior. For Stevens Point, 49-23.
Getting a little sloppy here. Let's get some.
Which can happen when you get lopsided games. Somehow that intensity goes away. And are we going to get a screening foul?
Got a hole in the back end, I do believe, on a cutting Mark Nelson. I think that's going to be on John Pioro.
You are correct, young man. That'll be his first. Third team down the lane. Cannon O'Hearn will score one.
First real nice pivot move we see. Beautiful drop step, spinning drop step by Cannon. Set up a little closer to the basket that time.
Galvin, Scott over to the right side. It'll go there to Pioro. Gets baseline, goes inside, kicks it to the corner. Galvin back. Now McGill wants a three. That's off the mark. Dodge with the board. Outlet to Mark Nelson. Up the right wing. Mark takes it inside, gives it back to Drew. He'll take the three. Got it.
You know, Drew really looking for the shot tonight. I think there was some discussion. Maybe I'd be interested in the postgame if there was some discussion to open this offense up a little bit and have guys hunt shots a little sooner.
Galvin with it, 54-23, or is it just an opportune night for that because of not quite as good a defense? Inside, McGill got free and scored a layup. 54-25, Matt Kerner is going to come in for Stevens Point.
We've even seen some inverted guards on a few possessions where the bigs have come out and we've posted guards.
Mark Nelson gets by his man, got a little push off to Cannon O'Hearn, short jumper. He could have taken one dribble and had a lay-in.
And he actually needed to get to a better position because he knew that pass was going to come. He needed to get to a better angle.
Pioro got rid of it. Scott down the lane, pulls up, 8-footer, no. Rebound tipped, picked up by Drew Fredrickson. Goes behind the back, brings it up the right wing. Takes it all the way to the baseline and got it to Nate Dodge. Underneath, it'll go to Mark Nelson. Goes up over Pioro, swirls around the rim and comes back out. A lot of contact on that shot. Lemieux at the other end takes another three, buries another three. He has 4 of those. Well,
that's not a
that
kind of
bodes
defense.
well for Superior. He's a freshman.
But not having a one-pass open shot for a three will not be something Coach Sum is happy about when they look at the film.
You're right on that, 54-28. Garrett Nelson from 15 feet out, in and out. The hoop won't take it. Back come the Jackets. I mean, you don't feel like you're threatened, but you're not doing what you had hoped here at the start of the second half. Galvin off the screen down the left side of the lane. Garrett Nelson stayed right there with him. Pioro up on top. Puts it on the floor and then a screening foul again.
On McGill. Yep. You can see the Yellow Jackets still getting a little bit more energy, a little bit more confidence as we've missed some shot and they've hit a few. They feel a little bit better about themselves.
I would agree with that.
In fact, they've got into that halftime lead by a point, I do believe.
Oshkosh ends up with a 68-57 win over Elmhurst. Mark Nelson over to Nate Dodge. Coco Sangolo back in, as is Matt Kerner. Coco to the line. Back out to Mark Nelson. Stevens Point. Garrett Nelson to a cutting Mark Nelson. Couldn't hit the shot.
Kind of a wild attempt.
Yeah. Hines with a rebound. DeCoy just back in. Galvin got away with a step. Oh my goodness. Pointers get the loose ball. Didn't get it up on the rim. Left side Sangolo to the corner. Dodge for 3. Rolls it off the rim. Rebound Lemieux. Outlet pass up to Galvin. Ahead of everybody. Misses a layup, foul on Garrett.
We got everybody down inside the free throw line on the offense on that occasion, and we had nobody back to protect the basket.
That'll be a good 2-shot foul coming up.
Good job of Garrett running down to take the foul to stop the easy basket, but that's a defensive mistake. They got to have a safety.
Yeah, a little, well, not disappointed so much as you almost figure you're probably not going to get that same intensity in the second half, but
well, and at the end of the day, we've missed what, probably 6-7 shots from 5-6 feet, and those all go in, and
it looks different, doesn't it?
Right?
Yep. Good point. Ronnie Galvin makes 1 out of the 2. 54-29, 11-16 to go. Here comes some full court pressure. Garrett Nelson throws it into the front court to Coco. Takes it down the lane. Out to Nate Dodge. Lobs it to Garrett in the corner. Drives toward the paint. Out to Dodge. He'll take the three. Left it short. Rebound Mark Nelson. Tried to save it. Did, but unfortunately to Galvin. Galvin back up for the Jackets. Over to the left side. Scott down deep to the corner. Lemieux. Then he turns it over. Stevens Point. Mark Nelson on ahead. Garrett down the lane. Layup good and a foul.
Yep. Nice job of taking the turnover and running with it. Open court basketball. Good job.
56-29. Foul will be, I think, on Montroy Scott, I would assume.
I would believe you're correct. That's his fourth. Tough night for Mr. Scott Montroy. Great player. Scorer.
Finally got a trivia winner. Jenna Troop, or Troopy, pardon me, from De Pere, whom probably should have at least an idea. Garrett Nelson makes the free throw. I call it suburb of Green Bay, so I don't know if De Pere likes that, or if that matter for Gene. In fact, that Gene does, but she gets 2 pizzas.
Which
so that
city is
matter.
older, actually? I'm kind of curious to know.
Good question. Over to the left side, I'm going to guess De Pere.
Although they had to get to Green Bay before they got downriver, too.
Oh, nice.
Well, that would have been upriver, actually.
Right doll into the lane, kicks to the corner. Hines with a baseline jumper. No, Mark Nelson boards. He'll bring it into the front court, up to Coco. Right wing, down to the baseline. Hands it out to Mark. Got it right back. Swing it around. Garrett Nelson, left wing. It'll go there. Matt Kerner to the free throw line. Couldn't get a shot off. Mark down the lane. Picks up a foul.
Blocking foul.
That'll be team 6.
Yep. That one will go to the sideline.
The answer to the trivia question tonight, Nate Rickel, the head coach now at Bayport, and has been, boy, I think, if I read it correct, since about 2008, I believe. So he's been at Bayport for a while. But anyway, he was an assistant under Jeff Kaminsky, and you remember Coach Kaminsky and Coach Rickel had a heck of a basketball team in Superior. Matty Kerner for a 3, that's off the mark. Mark Nelson rebounds up and scores it.
He is in his 6'4" long-armed frame and got the easy 2. Good aggressive play.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see out of Mark. He can be a scorer. He should get, 8, 9, 10, 12 a game.
Montroy Scott gets 2.
Like
a little dribble drive. 9:23 to go in the game. Garrett Nelson on the right wing to the corner. Bounces it into Mark Nelson. Backing his way into the lane. Got caught. Kerner, left side. Sangolo running baseline and a hold, and that'll put Coco at the line for a 1-and-1.
Talking about Mark Nelson, I'd like to see him average 10, 11, 12. He certainly is capable. He's a good offensive player. He's 6'4", he's long.
Yep.
And he averages 6 a game, by the way, right now. I think that's something that coach would like to see. Would like to see, as we mentioned, a little bit better balance.
Lemieux has fouled out with 9:11 to go in the game. In will come Aaron Canez for Garrett Nelson. Coco Sangolo gets a 1-and-1 here. Pointers up 59-31.
7-5, 7-4 for 3.
And again, Pointers' next game going to be over in Holland, Michigan. No game on Wednesday. Coco's free throw, good.
I know it's a different opponent than we saw at Augustana, but one thing we see tonight, Scotty, is a little bit more aggressiveness, a little bit more physicality. I think, that Ebel, the All-American guard, kind of took that to us a little bit and kind of out physicaled us, if that's a word, and beat us up a little bit. And I think maybe in practice that might have been a point of challenge. Hey, we got to be a little tougher. We got to get physical ourselves.
Yeah, and he waited till right towards the end of the game to start taking it over, like a lot of good players do. I mean, he was not scoring all that much, and then he said, "Oh, I better start doing something." So, pull-up jumper by Scott. He's starting to get a feel for it now.
Yep. Nice shot.
61-33.
What do we got?
And I don't know what we have. Shot clock problem, maybe?
Yeah, because we're still at 30.
Yeah.
And they're going to move it down to 28, and away we go.
Eau Claire back on top now of St. Scholastica, 60-59. Spash girls were winners today. Central beat La Crosse in men's basketball. Marquette a winner. over Kansas State. Oshkosh beat Elmhurst 68-57. Ethan Bublitz on the left wing takes it into the lane, down the lane, and he'll finish at the basket.
Nice change of direction, nice change of pace, little hesitation, stop and go. Good play from the perimeter.
6 for Ethan Bublitz. Galvin front court against Knez. Pioro getting by Mark Nelson. Pull up jumper, no. Rebound, Ethan Bublitz. He'll bring it into the front court for Stevens Point. Gets down into the low post, kicks it to Knez. Kerner outside the arc. Skip pass over the top. Ethan wants a three off the rim twice, no. Tipped over, Pioro gets it.
Ethan hitting just 1 of 3 from behind the arc so far in this early season.
Well, he missed a whole year in essence. Pull up by Scott, no, and a foul.
Coco Sangolo with the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Right, and he's just got to get that eye and the rhythm. But you'd like to see Ethan shooting somewhere in the low 40% range from behind the arc.
Coco with his second, I do believe, and that'll be team number 3, and we've got immediate timeout. 7:50 to go in this one. Stevens Point up 63-33. We're going to take a minute break. We'll be right back. Pointers basketball on WPCN.
Located at 1300 Crowns Place.
7:50 to go in this one. Your final score, Sports Bar and Grill scoreboard showing Stevens Point leading 63-33 over Superior. Plan your before or after game get together at the final score, 2nd and Maria Stevens Point. Well, we'll see what goes. 7:50 to go. Sticking with not too many of the subs in right now.
Our bigs have been quiet tonight, Scotty. Cannon O'Hearn, Brett Tauber, and Matt Kerner. 4 points between them. I think if you had told me that to start the game and say with 7:50 to go they'd have 4 points, I'm not sure I would have believed that we'd have a 30-point lead. But we do.
Yep. First free throw for Montroy Scott is good. And he got them both. So, 63-35, Montroy Scott with a couple of free ones. He had 2 points at the half, now has 10 in the game. So, he has started to find his way here offensively. Ethan Bublitz out on the wing.
We got 5 out right now. All 5 are out
Nobody
on the
inside
perimeter.
the arc. Garrett Nelson to Aaron Knez, got by his man, pulls up in the lane and scores it.
Consequently, that's what you have available to you as you run those plays out on the perimeter. You've got some spaces to drive.
Hand off up on top. They run almost a weave, as you said before. Montroy Scott with it. Going against Matt Kerner. Gives it off Reichdahl and inside McGill.
And a hole.
Where's the foul going to go? Ethan Bublitz.
Yeah, about the hole down in the post. The other thing about that 5 out, Scotty, is you can run a lot off of it. You can go over and pick and roll off of it. You can just run cutters through and then you rotate to the next spot. And so you can run a lot of different offense on the 5 out.
That'll be the second on Ethan. So the Jackets get this one back. 4th team foul. Reichdahl against Drew Fredrickson, who came back in. Pioro inside the arc, turnaround jumper off the rim. Garrett Nelson with a rebound.
That would have been a tough make.
Garrett, top of the circle, right down the lane and scores the layup.
Garrett's in double figures tonight.
Yep.
That might be a...
Showing his quickness.
Yeah, that might be a...
Personal high.
A personal high. See if I can find that for you.
67-35. McGill, handoff. PRO down the lane, kicks to the corner. Scott for three, airmail. Kerner with a rebound to Fredrickson. Pushes, top of the circle, leaves it for Garrett. Tried to go underneath to Chaz Moots, who was not even looking. Luckily for Garrett, tipped away and out of bounds. Chaz had no idea the ball was coming his direction.
Yep, Garrett Nelson has had 10 twice in his career. And what is he at 12 right now? You know what you got in your books?
11.
Yep. Career high.
Career high. That's what I have. Hopefully it's right. 67-35. Long inbound to Matt Kerner. I'd like to get him going a little bit offensively. Matt Kerner can really shoot it. Fredrickson inside the arc, off to Knez for three. No, but a foul, and
illegal
it's going to be a screening foul on Chaz. His second, team 5. Partners Pub, Stevens Point's birthday headquarters, open 365 days a year. Great food, drinks, entertainment, and company. Ronnie Galvin into the front court for the Jackets. Pioro bounces it over to the left side. Robarge is back in for the Jacks. He'll get it on the right wing. Got away with a little hop. Pinned down now in the right corner by Garrett Nelson. Throws it out to Galvin. Galvin down the lane. Got a push from Knez. Didn't get that call. Rebound by Garrett Nelson. Pushes. Top of the circle. Down the lane. Left-hand layup. No. Foul call.
Garrett's looking
he's
for
just
offense.
pushing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pushing the ball. Looking to finish.
Like that.
We've seen a lot of that from guys. They're feeling very comfortable on their home floor tonight. It's been a good performance. This is exactly what you wanted after that disappointing. You know, I can tell you that the very disappointed team of the overtime loss down against Augustana. Yep. A quiet bus ride home.
Garrett will get a pair here.
Of course, at 3:30 in the morning, buses are usually quiet.
Yeah. And, you know, we never do this, John, but we came through a little bit of rain and snow, we should say, thanks to our bus drivers that got us home.
Yep, Ron and I forget the other fellow's name.
Ron and Brian. Yep. Ron took us down and most of the way back, and then they run out of hours, and Brian brought us home. We've been on the bus with both those guys before. They did a great job for Lamers and for UWSP on our beautiful new Chariot.
Yes, both Scotty and I volunteered to finish that trip in the driver's seat, but were turned down.
Yeah, quite quickly, by the way.
And with good reason.
It'll go to Montroy Scott at the left elbow. Got by Knez, but Aaron recovered. Turnaround jumper, in and out, no. Rebound, Drew Fredrickson.
Nifty move, just unable to finish.
Drew up front, leaves it for Nelson. Back to Drew in the right corner. Takes it into the lane. Lost it, but got it back. Chaz to Kerner, into the lane, pulls up, 14-footer, got it.
Well, we are doing a lot more off the dribble tonight, playing the spread offense.
Well, it'll give other teams something to think about. We don't normally do that much off the dribble, but certainly is tonight.
Certainly been an adjustment here tonight.
Yep. Scott left. Galvin into the hands now of Reichdahl. Three off the mark. Rebound, Chaz Moots.
Some of these bench guys are pretty strong. If I was a football coach, I would think maybe we could get a couple of these guys to play halfback.
Montroy Scott with the wraparound Matador defense. That is going to be 5 on him, and he fouls out with 4:36 to go in the game.
Including the young man at the line right now, Scotty. Aaron Knez. Boy, he's a good kid. He works hard. Junior out of Chippewa Falls. It's going to be an important piece next year as we lose a lot of these seniors. I think Aaron's going to find himself in an important role. Going to get a lot more minutes.
I would agree. Brandon Spray in for Stevens Point right now. Brady Wagner in.
One thing you like about Aaron is he'll leave it all on the floor. He will battle you, and he'll play as hard as he can play.
And he gets a fortunate bounce, and it goes in.
Big smile on his face.
Yeah.
How did that go in? You're a shooter. Shooters always get that bounce, right?
Well, he was a great shooter in high school, and he will get a chance through the course of the rest of this year and next to show everybody just what he can do. In will be Zach Moots to replace Drew Fredrickson.
Nice
so
job.
the Moots brothers are out there now.
Good effort by Drew tonight. He really set the tone defensively. He drew that initial assignment against Montroy Scott, and he just shut him down early on.
Adam Arroyo into the hands now of Carter Brown, just out there. Arroyo into the lane. He likes to lower his shoulder. He's a big guy. Zach Moots is going to pick up a foul.
Yep, trying to close out. Just got there late and tripped. Easy call for the official.
Good idea, but it'll get him into the official scoring book.
Exactly.
He's got a foul. They have to put something in there now. I'm kidding, folks. 73-35. Inbound, it'll come. Reichdahl. Guarded there by Zach Moots. Got by him down the lane. Kicks outside. Arroyo powers his way into the lane, and he is fouled. Might be on Brady Wagner. Somebody caught one in the chops, I think.
Yeah, Aaron Knez.
Aaron Knez.
Yeah.
Nose.
Yeah, mouth.
And they're going to get Aaron for the foul.
Yeah, I thought he was committed to foul and then got the worst of it.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, make sure the other guy hurts more. That is 2 on Aaron. Adam Arroyo at the free throw line gets the first.
Who are you, Bill Lambier?
Yeah, pretty much.
Make sure the other guy gets it worse.
Well, I always figure if you're gonna get whistled anyway. Little commando basketball we used to play in grade school.
Kids at home going, who is Bill Lambier?
Yeah, or Lame Beer, but either way. Chaz Moots, I don't know for sure.
Me neither.
Chaz to Brady Wagner. I always heard Lame Beer, but it could be anything. Laimbeer. Out on the left side, Stevens Point with it. Aaron Knez leading 73-36. Knez kicks it out off the top of the circle. Zach Moots to Brandon Spray. Step back, launches 3. He got hammered. Rebound put back by Blake Erkey is good.
Does that become an assist or a missed shot and a rebound?
That's a good question.
I think it's a missed shot and a rebound.
I think so.
But Johnny on the spot.
Yep. Galvin into the front court, 75-36. 3:23 to go in this pointer win. They'll be 4-1. Reichdahl for 3. Rolls it off the rim. Spray with a rebound.
I like Brandon. Look, you know, he's got size and those long arms.
Erkey tried to go baseline, cut off out to Spray. He'll attack to the lane, and they're going to call him for traveling.
Well, just took it into to the traffic.
He got a bump.
Yep.
By Ganir, I believe, is what they ended up calling him, right?
We'll go with that.
Out of Spain, some town in Spain. They, generally speaking, have a few people from outside the country. They get lots of help getting students in up at UW Superior. Left side to Reichdahl. Into the corner, 3 off the rim. There's Brandon Spray with those long arms.
Yep, nice backside board.
Erkey, front court, takes it down the left of the lane, comes to a stop, kicks it out. Brady Wagner, 3 off the rim, no. Rebound fought for and out of bounds.
Baxter.
Go to Superior.
Brady with a line drive, left-handed, looked good. Back of the rim and swirled out.
Yep. Bench coming to their feet, wanting Brady to get that one in the bottom of the net.
Played for Lake Mills, Steve Hicklin.
Steve Hicklin, yep.
Former great pointer.
2:29 to go into the front court is Galvin. Hines with it, sends it across the way to Brown. He's out of Eau Claire Regis. Reichdahl against Chaz Moots. Pardon me, Zach. And what do we get? A 5-second closely guarded. Brown just held the ball.
Yeah. Got to keep it moving. Don't like the offense to get stuck. Talk about a fundamental in the NBA. They always talk about don't let the ball get stuck, meaning it's got to move.
So 75-36 point will get it back. 2:13 to go in this one. On your final score, Sports Bar and Grill scoreboard. Enjoy a sandwich, your favorite libation. Final score, second to Maria Stevens Point. Zach Moots. Left side to Blake Erkey. It's a step, wanted to go baseline, got cut off. Sends back out to Spray. Up on top to Wagner. Shot clock 12. Aaron Knez drives inside, got it back to Moots. 3 ball off the rim. Rebound on the floor to Galvin. He'll push left wing. Brown into the corner. Reichdahl back out to Galvin. He'll slow it down and back it away. 18 on the shot clock. Brown off the wing to the circle. Left side it'll go. Reichdahl to the lane. Walked it through some traffic. Got it back to Galvin. Goes through the traffic. Ball comes free. Picked up by Moots. Fouled by Hines. Zach will go to the line here. Auto Select, quality, dependable auto repair and service performed by qualified technicians you can trust.
DeCoy Hines, there's a raw talent. Scotty, just a freshman. I like his length, his size. See how he develops up in Superior. Just a freshman, 6'8" out of Minneapolis.
His second foul of the game.
Zach Moots, also a freshman at the line.
Yep.
You saw him play a lot, and he was a pretty solid player up for the
Definitely was.
Blue Jays.
They have a little guard right now, really good up in Merrill. Zach makes one out of the two. 76-36, Pointers.
Up 40, wow.
Vadhauer, Jalen Vadhauer, sophomore from Duluth. Right across the Blotnick Bridge, John Zellner. Shot comes up short.
Yes, the Blotnick Bridge.
Aaron Knaz, front court, down to 1:07. Brandon Spray, Brady Wagner gets a step, drives baseline, throws to the corner. It'll go to Erke, around to Knaz, into the lane, down the lane, runner, no. Hines with a board.
Great ball rotation. Would have loved to see that end with a score.
Tipped away by Spray with those long arms, picked up by Knaz. On ahead to Erke, down the lane, layup, good with a foul.
Nice run out, good attack. Blake only had one thing in mind. He grabbed that at the right wing, and he was going to finish. And finish he did.
6'6" freshman Brody Eldine from Proctor, Minnesota comes in.
Well, you know what, Scott? It's a great effort because it got everybody in the contest tonight. Great minutes by the entire team. And you're always happy when you get a game when you're able to do that. Because let's face it, those other guys that you don't see every day, they work their tails off.
That they do. Reichdahl into the right corner. It'll go there at Eldine. Pinned down. Reichdahl, Hines, 30 seconds to go in the game. Brown goes left, into the corner to Hines. Back up, Wagner left his feet. Shot blocked away by Spray. Picked up by Aaron Knez. Don't have to take a shot.
And we won't.
My guess is they won't. Although you'd like to let the young guys run their offense, but I can understand fully. Aaron will just finish out the dribble at the half-court stripe. 6 seconds to go in this one. Stevens Point comes away with a 79-36 win over the Superior Yellow Jackets here. Very, very fine showing by our Pointers here tonight. Stevens Point with the win. The Rock and Roll Cafe open 7 days a week, extended hours Thursday through Saturday. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll come back. UW Stevens Point men's basketball on WPCN. Thank you.
Let's get it up, man. The apparel stand is ready to assist you with your holiday wish list. Stop buying sport and Pointers all season long. UWSP Athletics would like to thank the official sports medicine provider of UWSP Athletics, Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. Follow our winter sport all season long on the official website of UW Stevens Point Athletics at athletics.uwsp.edu. The website is updated daily with stats from every winter sport, as well as game previews and schedules for all your favorite teams. That's